Okay, today we're going to talk about a unique feature of water that makes life on Earth possible. So, unlike any other substance, water, when it is frozen, is actually less dense than in its liquid form. So, essentially, what this means is ice is going to float on top of liquid water. Now, if the opposite were true, all freshwater lakes, rivers, streams, etc., when it gets cold, would freeze over from the bottom to the top and completely kill any vegetation or life in the lake. And as you can see in the picture, even when it's freezing cold outside, vegetation is still possible in this lake.
Imagine a pond with some fish living in it. If water didn't expand when it freezes, then the colder, denser water would sink down and the pond would freeze from the bottom up. Bad news for the fish. Fortunately for our swimming friends, below about 4 degrees Celsius, water starts getting less dense, meaning the ice forms on the surface of the water, allowing the fish and everything else in the water to survive the freeze.
This topic a little further. We don't have the liberty of actually watching this water freeze just for time's sake. I'm going to dump a bunch of ice cubes in, and as you can see, they first sink and then float to the top. So, as you guys can see, there's the top layer of ice, and it's going to serve as an insulator for this bottom portion of water. So this is where all your fish and your plants and all your little life forms are still going to be able to live, even though it's freezing outside. If all freshwater lakes, streams, etc. froze, all of the fish or plant life in that lake would die, which would essentially eliminate an entire food source for populations dependent on the lake. In addition to killing a food source, freezing lakes, streams, etc. also eliminate a water source for entire populations of wildlife and humans. Finally, the earliest forms of human life formed and developed in fresh bodies of water. If these bodies of water entirely froze over periodically throughout the year, then these life forms would have died and human life on Earth may not have been possible.